Cooperative Christian Ministry provides crisis services to individuals and families in Cabarrus and Rowan counties. Through a relationship built upon trust, we provide tools and resources to regain stability and restore hope in their lives. Initial services consist of food relief, financial assistance, and housing. Through community support and volunteers, thousands of households are assisted throughout our service area. Counseling and verification allows us to instruct individuals in crisis in a process that will empower them to overcome their current situation. We strengthen those relationships with families served through one of 3 programs in our housing continuum: My Father's House, the Mothers and Children Housing Program, and Teaching Housing are more than a roof over their heads. Each stage increases accountability and responsibility as our team applies a heartfelt love and support that reflects our hope in Jesus Christ. Cooperative Christian Ministry has strong partners who help to provide families with access to food and nutritional information, financial resources, housing, vocational and employment counseling, childcare and education resources, healthcare, transportation, and more. This structure provides individuals and families the support they need to achieve housing stability, make responsible decisions, establish positive habits, and participate in our community. This is Crisis to Restoration.
I never thought that I was going to be in this situation, like looking for housing, looking for a place, like a shelter. My name is Yesenia. I've been in the program for 2 years. My purpose is to give my kids the life that I didn't have.
So if I didn't come into this program, between their father and I, they probably would have seen a lot more abuse, or we would have been living in my car. The next chapter in life will probably, hopefully, be to where getting our own place and just each of them having their own room, because they've never had their own room ever.
I've been told several times that kids that's born 23 weeks and 1 pound 2 ounces usually don't make it. And for her to be here 7 years later and to be healthy, like that's always hope. Just because it's bad right now, that doesn't mean that it'll be bad 3, 4, 5 years from now.
Good evening. My name is Erin Shue. Welcome to Celebrate Hope 2020. Cabarrus County is a story of population growth, individual achievement, and economic growth. Those successes have not come without its challenges. The deep recession of 1981, the largest mass layoff in North Carolina history in 2003, the Great Recession of 2008, and of course, our current state with the COVID-19 pandemic. Since its inception in 1981, Cooperative Christian Ministry, better known as CCM to many of us, has risen to the occasion in each of these circumstances to fill a vital role in our community's recovery. Now, in our 40th year of ministry, CCM's awareness of this community and its needs is ever present, and has allowed CCM to establish a network that is ready to respond in a broader crisis. Tonight, you are going to hear from a few of the most influential people in our great community as they share during this year of unprecedented challenges, CCM's overall community impact. You'll hear CCM's 10-year vision for Cabarrus County, and you'll want to be present to hear the matching gift challenge that will encourage you to help make this vision come true. Thank you for joining us. We invite you to settle in during this opening song, as you do not want to miss a minute of this celebration.
praise, we give you glory, we give you honor. This is an incredible night that you've allowed us. And we thank you for the privilege that you give us to be a part of your bringing hope to those around us. We thank you for Cooperative Christian Ministry and the work that this ministry has been able to do. We thank you for our partners who have so diligently been with us in providing what's needed by your grace that we might be able to do the work that you've called us to do. And tonight is no different. Our desire, God, is that all the work that we do points to you, brings hope to those around. And so we pray in your holy name that you would pour on the hearts of those who are with us tonight to give, and to give generously, that we might be able to continue the work that CCM has been called by your Holy Spirit to do, to bring hope, to bring joy, to bring refreshing to those around us. We love you so much, and we know that because of your love for us, you bring about a place like CCM and those who so desire to be a part of bringing hope to others. So let it be done, God. Let it be done in your name and in your way. In Jesus' name we pray. Our lives were spinning in a hopeless situation, living in a fallen world without hope for change. But heaven heard our cries, and that's why Jesus came. Now it's up to us to give his love away. Let's take the hope of Christ, lift it up and hold it high, because hope changes everything. Let's take this faith we wear to hurting people everywhere, because hope changes everything. No matter how dark or trouble someone's life may seem, I do believe with all my heart that hope changes everything. Every time I see someone who's feeling helpless, and every time I hear another desperate plea, I'm reminded of the place where he found me. There's no one that's gone too far for him to reach. Let's take the hope of Christ, lift it up and hold it high, because hope changes everything. Let's take this faith we wear to hurting people everywhere, because hope changes everything. No matter how dark the trouble someone's life may seem, I do believe it with all my heart that hope changes everything. God has placed inside of us an everlasting hope, and it's up to each of us to go. Let's take the hope of Christ, lift it up and hold it high, because hope changes everything. Let's take this faith we wear to hurting people everywhere, because hope changes everything. No matter how dark the trouble someone's life may seem. I do believe it with all my heart that hope changes everything. Hope changes everything. Hope changes everything. Hope changes everything. Jesus, you change everything.
I'm Jeremy Burleson, Director of Community Engagement with CCM. It is my honor to recognize and thank our amazing partners for this year's Celebrate Hope. Of course, our title sponsor, Shoe Show Inc. Thanks to the Tucker family for their many, many years of generous support of our ministry, CCM. And of course, our presenting sponsor, Morgan Stanley, we thank them as well. And I'd be remiss to not thank our friends from Crossroads Church for allowing us to host the celebration tonight in this beautiful worship center. While you'll hear more on the overall vision of CCM later this evening, the mission of this ministry remains steadfast. This ministry meets people where they are, we address their needs, and we empower them to move beyond crisis. As we take a deeper dive into these three individual areas of community crisis, we not only strive to educate you on the issues that exist here in Cabarrus County, but also we intend to inform you of what CCM is doing to provide paths to stability. Because of your support, it directly impacts these families that are facing crisis. To begin this evening and to provide an overview of CCM's food program, please join me in welcoming Crystal Hill, Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction with Cabarrus County Schools and proud member of our CCM Board of Directors.
Thank you, Jeremy. It's great to be a part of this awesome event. From 7 founding churches creating a food pantry, soup kitchen, and night shelter in 1981, to hunger relief programs that serve tens of thousands, CCM's community impact is felt more today than ever before. While food insecurity is often the first sign of crisis in the cycle of loss, it has the most dramatic impact on young children who suffer hunger during early years of cognitive development. Regional experts attest that 1 in 5 children in Cabarrus County live with food insecurity. CCM's food programs focus on nutrition, and our mobile food pantries reach out into the community to provide greater access. CCM partners with America's Second Harvest Food Bank and all of you to serve 13,000 households, nearly 40,000 people in 2019 alone. As the overall need grows, community support and involvement remains paramount to ensure nutritional resources, healthy outcomes, and endless potential for our community's amazing children.
Good evening. My name is LaDerek Blackburn, Assistant City Manager with the City of Concord and proud CCM board member. Our country is facing the most severe housing crisis in its history. It is estimated that 40 million Americans could lose their homes. This is actually 4 times the amount seen during the Great Recession. This means that countless lives have been and will be negatively altered solely because they couldn't shoulder the extraordinary circumstances brought on by COVID-19 and the economic recession. Keeping families in their homes in the most efficient way to prevent homelessness is one of CCM's core missions. Unfortunately, Cabarrus County has averaged 100 evictions per month for the last 10 years. That leaves the potential for 8 children to arrive home after school each day in Cabarrus County to discover they have been evicted. When the cycle of loss results in homelessness, it takes years to overcome the financial setback and the behavioral effects of adverse childhood experiences. With your help, CCM has been able to assist a record number of households avoid eviction through this current economic crisis. Since March, CCM has awarded over $500,000 in financial relief to avoid evictions and utility cutoffs. To date, in 2020, over 450 households have received relief through CCM's financial assistance program, 52% of which had not asked for assistance before. Most of this relief to date has been because of your generosity and the generosity of this community. Your consistent support has provided a daily reminder of the caring spirit that pervades this place that we all call home. So we once again say thank you.
I was just going through a big trial, you know, being as a widow, figuring things out and stuff like that. So I got behind in some bills, and at the time I just needed help. I needed help, and so I humbled myself and knowing that I had to put pride aside and reach out. And at the time, the Christian Corporate Ministry was the first place I actually went to, you know, and had a chance to reach out and explain my situation. And Lord behold, they actually, you know, came through, and I'm very humble for that.
God helped me with keeping a roof over my head. That's one of the main things that he did help with. After I got the phone call from CCM, I actually, you know, all I could do was just say thank you to him. That was it. It was really a blessing because I didn't know how I was going to get this stuff paid.
It's been uphill for me ever since. I mean, I don't know what I would have did without the Christian ministry's help. Gave me hope. It pretty much gave me a second chance. I'd hate to use the word rejuvenated, but it has gave me a second chance now that I'm back working and trying to make ends meet just like everybody else. This whole COVID thing knocked me, and I'm pretty sure countless other people off their feet. Christian ministries just brought me back up to where I could actually see like another day. It really, really, really helped me out. I don't know, like I say, what I would have done without them.
Hi, I'm Asha Rodriguez, Vice President and Facility Executive for Atrium Health Cabarrus, and also a CCM board member. In spite of all efforts, homelessness happens in Cabarrus County. There are 7 identified homeless populations in our community. The largest and most vulnerable homeless group is families with children. CCM receives an average of 18 applications for housing from homeless families each month. Our school systems have been reporting over 500 students identified as homeless during the school year. The second most vulnerable, and what we believe to be the fastest growing segment of our homeless population, is senior adults, a population that finds themselves alone and without adequate resources. Last year, CCM provided housing to 100 homeless individuals in 40 households, 47 of them children and 3 senior adults. Of the 47 children, 24 of them were of preschool age. God has provided in many ways that allows CCM to help some of these families, but the number of families facing homelessness and housing crisis continues to grow well beyond our community's current capacity to provide an adequate housing solution. We invite you to sit in and listen to a recent conversation of current CCM housing residents who, because of you, have found that path to restoration.
Before CCM, I was kind of looking for a long-term fix for struggling. I was bouncing from home to home, and then the last part, we were actually in hotels for like, I don't know, maybe a month or two before we even connected with CCM.
I'm sorry if I cry. I think it's okay.
It is.
I did not know what to do. I was pregnant. I was thinking about having an abortion because I left my country and my family and I was completely lost here. When I came here, I left my job, I left my family, and my hope were high. My expectations were very high. And when I came, everything was not what I was expecting, so I was kind of lost.
Before I came here, I was living in a hotel. I was in a hotel. I think that took me back to when I was a little girl. My dad, we were in a shelter, Salvation Army, and I think I was like maybe 12.
Right after I graduated out of college, I spent a summer working in the Grand Canyon, and I ended up getting really depressed, and I ended up in the hospital because I was going to kill myself.
I had to drive myself to the hospital. My daughter wasn't there, thankfully. I drove myself to the hospital and I had to get treated, kind of scans, stitches, staples, everything.
My mom was in an abusive relationship at one point, and we went to a shelter, a mother's shelter. I remember this when I was younger. We went to a shelter, and it wasn't set up like my father's house at all. It was rooms, but I just remember it being so cold in there.
I think it's just been helpful over time, just creating security and like freedom from, I guess, anxiety and fear with money. Learning how to manage money has been very beneficial. But as I've gone along month by month, each month becomes a little less stressful.
I'm just happy. I just have peace here that I've never experienced. So if I have to advise somebody, I'll just tell the person to trust God, and God always have a solution for us. Even if we think it's the end, it's never the end. It may be the beginning for something better.
I believe that's one of my reasons why I'm here, because it's definitely to better for my daughter. It's certain things that she needs to see and certain things that she doesn't need to see. And I think that's being here at CMS is going to give me that chance.
My father's house has opened me up to a world I didn't even know existed. My past was I was drinking a lot, just living day by day. I don't even think I had an end goal. I don't think I had a dream. I had to find God first in order to get through the tough times.
Like now I can breathe, I can see clear, I can think, but now when I pray, it's like off of the Bible study last few weeks, it's intentional, like it's intentional. It's like I want to pray, and it's not asking God for anything more than peace and joy.
A place to be, a place to not worry, where even if I did mess up, there was someone I could talk to. And that's really, I think, what brought me out of the shame.
My children, I want their relationship with their father, but I want it to be a healthy situation for them. And I think the only way that I can get that is by doing what I have to do on my end to make sure I cultivate that relationship. So moving forward, I just want my girls to see what stability is like, and not having to bounce around from place to place, trying to figure out what they're going to do next. And so to hear that there's a level to this thing that's going to help you grow and not just kind of force you out as soon as you get to that point where you're like just made it. There's another level to keep that allows you to just be like, okay, good. Whew, okay, I did all of this and it's not in vain, because now when I move to this next level, I know what I know now from then, and I'm moving it forward so I can still continue to do better.
Well, unfortunately, we lost our house. My husband had been on disability for a while, and then I actually got laid off, and I had worked for Cabarrus County Schools for 20 years. I didn't know what to do, and then, so I prayed about it. And of course, we were praying that Sunday morning, a little over a year ago now. He was just brushing his teeth, and I heard him fall, and I was like, I just was like, get up, you better get up. But he didn't, and that was very hard. Now I look back on it, I think God was preparing me for life without Merle. And I truly believe that. He put people in my path that were kind and helpful, because Merle had always done all the finances, and I'm sorry, honey, but I think I'm finding out that maybe I'm a little bit better at it. The financial planning was the number one thing, and just the kindness that everybody there showed me. And Merle, they did not look down on us, or they weren't like, golly, you lost your house. And because that was devastating for me in so many ways. Like, I was ashamed. I think God knew, he knew that Merle would not be here. So he knew that I would need to learn. And that is where the case manager from CCM helped me so much and helped us, and I felt pretty comfortable with the fact that now, I could do this. Whereas before, he did everything. Truly, I can't even tell you how thankful I am.
No mother ever wants to see herself homeless. But February of 2019, we were homeless. My mother passed away in February of 2019. We buried her on Thursday. Friday morning, I got up, put Olivia on the bus for school, like a somewhat normal day. Go back in the house, and my husband at the time decided overnight, apparently, that he didn't want to have a family. So he was like, get your stuff and get out of my house. So going through the trauma of just losing my mom, I didn't really have anywhere to go. I do have a sister who lives locally, so I wound up at her house, but of course she has 2 children of her own and a life, so I couldn't stay there forever. But with him having controlled all of the finances and everything else, I had no money. I had nowhere to go. My mom had just passed. Couldn't go to her house. So my sister's daughter worked with a lady whose family volunteers through CCM and actually has a daughter in the program. And by the grace of God, she told Bethany about it, and Bethany came back and she's like, Aunt Melinda, you've got to put your application in. This is so awesome. So Sunday after church, this was on Saturday, she told me about it Saturday night. Sunday after church, I put my application in online, and we were accepted into the program the following week. So my 8-year-old daughter and I moved into the program.
We started out at my father's house, which is typically, I think, like a 12-month program. We were there, I want to say about 6-7 months, and was moved on to Mac House, which is the Mothers and Children's. It's the next step. We got moved in over there, and it wasn't long at all. Typically, you're there for a while too, and it's like the Lord was just opening windows and opening doors as we went through this program. And a house came open last December. So we moved in here, which is the final stage of teaching house on December 1st. If it hadn't been for CCM and the program, I really don't want to think about what would have happened. I didn't have a lot of options. Like I said, he and I were self-employed, so I had no job. I had no income. I had no money. I had an 8-year-old who was in school at the time, and he even went as far as taking my transportation, so I had no vehicle for a while. So it was all by the grace of God that we got into the program. I see where I am now compared to then, and it just makes me so thankful that I've had people, the support, not only in just through the CCM program, but the friendships that I've made with Selena, with Dominique and them at my father's house and Mac House. And, you know, the Lord has truly blessed me with friends and people around me who care not only about, you know, helping me rebuild myself, but also making sure that I'm okay physically and emotionally and, you know, even spiritually. You know, we oftentimes feel like there's no one there. There's no one to listen. There's no one to turn to. The support that God has provided me through CCM and through the other people in the program, and not just the workers, but also the other families, the other parents. You know, those are going to be lifelong bonds. God has put people in my life to help build that hope, not only in me, but also in my daughter.
Hi, my name is Debbie Garcia, Housing Program Assistant here with CCM. It warms my heart to witness firsthand stories of hope and restoration like the ones you have just seen. In my role at CCM, I'm fortunate to work closely with those who are truly the hands and feet of the Lord's work in our community, our volunteers. We love our volunteers. Volunteering offers a variety of personal growth benefits, which include a sense of purpose, a better sense of community, and provides avenues of new knowledge and education. Volunteering is an easy way to engage here at CCM, either with our food and financial programs or with our housing program. We are always grateful for those who support our ministry through volunteering. If you are interested, please go to the Get Involved tab at our CCM website, cooperativeministry.com, and sign up to volunteer. Here are a few of our volunteers who have provided a testimony to CCM's impact in their lives.
The staff is wonderful, the volunteers, we are family. I look so forward to being here every Wednesday, but also the clients. I love the clients, I love to get to know them and to talk to them, and I have missed that right now, but we still are able to talk to them when we put food in the cars.
So I've been amazed at the generosity of the community, where people have contributed in so many ways. What that has allowed us to do then is serve so many people, and by coming closer to them, we have a better understanding of the struggles that people face in our community.
It just feels good to help my community. All three of my kids grew up in Cabarrus County schools, and I love giving back. And secondly is the people here are just wonderful. They've embraced me. They've given me jobs to do, and it just makes me feel complete.
If you come here just one day,
You're going to walk in and you're going to see a group of staff and a group of volunteers that they have servants' hearts, that they are here to give without judgment, without prejudice, that they are here like literally being God's hands, trying to give back to people who sometimes are in a little bit of need or in other times are in desperate need. And I love the atmosphere, I love the kindness, I love everything about it.
This has humbled me. I did not realize the need of so many people, but it has also helped me in my walk with the Lord to be His hands and feet in this community and to be able to serve other people.
And so I think for the most part, I just feel fulfilled that I'm doing stuff, and I wish I could do more, but I'm doing, you know, everything that my schedule permits right now, and I think eventually it'll be something that I'll add more volunteer time here as my children get off into college.
We need volunteers all the time. Well, you think we have enough, but you can't have enough right now because the numbers have increased.
It is giving me just an understanding that people are out there and they want to help, and people don't always know how to help, or they think, gosh, does it really make a difference? And I know that it does. I know that even if it is just 2 boxes of Cheerios, that box of Cheerios is going to somebody whose kids didn't have breakfast yesterday.
And what it's allowed me to do is come a little closer to being able to see the world the way Christ sees the world, through eyes of compassion. And when we're able to do that, we're able to grow personally, and that's certainly been, you know, my story is my personal growth. Because when I'm here, I'm able to see other people contribute, and that's so encouraging. I hear words of appreciation from people that we serve. Most importantly, when I leave here each day, I feel more blessed than ever.
I'm Ed Hosack, Executive Director of Cooperative Christian Ministry. Thank you to every one of you who help make celebrations like these come true. I want to talk to you about our bottom line and an exciting matching gift opportunity. Our bottom line is not about filling their tummies with food. It is fueling their minds and their bodies to perform at school and at work. It's not about paying a bill. It's a fresh start for a family to hold things together in the midst of crisis. It's not about a roof to keep you dry, a door to keep you safe, or a bed to give you rest. It's laying a foundation for a life that has a future. It's not about changing circumstances. It's about transforming lives, which only God can do. Our bottom line requires investment of time, energy, and money. It requires efficiency and good stewardship. It requires vision, planning, and execution. Our bottom line requires innovation and collaboration, courage and humility, but more than anything, it requires faith. We trust God for the provision to achieve whatever outcomes He calls us to. We ask you to consider how God would include you in His plan through CCM. As spoken by the Apostle Paul, if it is serving, then serve. If it is teaching, then teach. If it is encouraging, then come and be an encourager. If it is contributing to the needs of others, then, in Paul's words, give generously. If it is leadership, then govern as our board of directors at CCM, govern diligently. And if it's showing mercy, then do so cheerfully. We ask you to make a gift tonight. We offer several different ways which you can give this evening. Those ways to give are available on our CCM Facebook page and on our CCM website, cooperativeministry.com. Your screen at this point would show you that you can text to give Celebrate Hope to 44321. You can give through Venmo if that's your preferred method, or give through PayPal online through cooperativeministry.com and click Donate. You can stop by any one of our centers, or you can mail a check to Cooperative Christian Ministry, CCM, P.O. Box 1717, Concord, North Carolina. We have two exciting announcements before we close, but first I want to acknowledge our sponsors, Shoe Show Incorporated, and Mr. and Mrs. Bob and Carolyn Tucker. The Tucker family has partnered with CCM for many years and have been wonderful supporters of the mission of CCM. They would be here tonight to speak with you, but unfortunately experienced a frightening accident this past week in the life of one of their adult grandchildren. She is recovering, and they are attending to her and her family this evening. We ask you to join us at Cooperative Christian Ministry, praying for her continued recovery. Bob and Carolyn Tucker send this message and challenge you this evening. Every dollar donated this evening and directed to Celebrate Hope between tonight and this Friday, October 9th, will be matched. Your gift will double the moment you direct it to Celebrate Hope. The Tucker family has allowed me one more challenge. If we can raise $500,000 tonight, meaning you and I raise $250,000, that is matched to make it $500,000, CCM will have the capital to move forward on one of 3 housing initiatives in our view right now. If God opens that door, we will walk through it. I want to thank you for your generosity this evening. And now, we want you to hear our second exciting announcement.
Hello, I'm Bob Utzman, and I'm honored to be a part of the Celebration of Hope. And I'm here this evening to help with revealing CCM's 2030 vision for Cabarrus County. Cabarrus County is a story of successful transition from a manufacturing base of textiles and tobacco to a diverse economic engine. Built into the engine of today's progress are driving forces that will generate unprecedented change in the years ahead. Driving forces like artificial intelligence, bioengineering, global commerce, and social activism are impacting our lives today in ways that are fundamentally altering the workplace, education, and public life. We have the opportunity to influence the direction of change in our community rather than respond as it happens to us. We do that by identifying those driving forces, anticipating the impact they represent, and positioning our community for the benefit of our children, our workforce, and our seniors. Cooperative Christian Ministries Board of Directors has engaged with the Foresight Academy in a program that has taught us the disciplines and the skills to establish a vision for Cabarrus County for the year 2030. This vision will allow CCM and our partners to anticipate and influence the direction of our community for the next 10 years. Listen closely as our board chair, Aaron Shue, reveals our vision.
In our vision of Cabarrus County 2030, we see families with safe and affordable housing who have nurtured their relationships, established financial stability, educated their children, and planned for their future, including individuals and families who have experienced crisis and were able to access a network of resources to regain stability. We see children who have experienced the benefit of good nutrition, healthy development, and access to early childhood education from birth to 5 years old, and children who have entered school with healthy minds and a thirst for learning, engaged students who have accessed the tools, facilities, instructors, and opportunities that encouraged, inspired, and rewarded them with the knowledge and skills to achieve their potential. We see workers who have navigated their path to a chosen career and aspiring young adults who have transitioned from education to vocation with the skills to establish themselves in the workforce, and displaced workers who have adapted quickly to changes in the workplace through rapid retraining and redeployment to emerging opportunities. We see seniors who have enjoyed the benefits of healthy activity and social engagement and have transitioned from profit-driven to purpose-driven activities upon their retirement, and older adults who have engaged with a community of support that has preserved their dignity and met their common needs. We see every member of our community with the opportunity to discover their purpose and experience the fulfillment God intends for their life.
A vision such as what you just heard is just a dream until we engage in the hard work and make the necessary investments, including time, energy, and passion to see it through. Effective planning and decisive action will ensure that we can influence our future to make this vision the reality in 2030. Our view of the future reveals some very specific challenges emerging that directly affect outcomes of the people we serve. Housing challenges affecting both individuals and families. Challenges with child care and early childhood nutrition affecting children 0 to 5 especially. Employment and retraining affecting adult workers, and wellness, healthy activity, and social engagement affecting our seniors. CCM is already engaged, and we will continue delivering crisis resources to our neighbors in need. We will continue providing transitional housing opportunities that incorporate access and education, engaging with supporting communities and providing resource navigation, and designing volunteerism opportunities into all of our services. But that's not all. CCM will collaborate with our community partners, and we will develop very strategic initiatives that will strengthen our efforts to ensure access to appropriate child care and early childhood education and nutrition, that will incorporate computer and advanced technology training for those in our program services. We will expand on-the-job training opportunities and apprenticeships for those within our programs and pursue job placement, career education, vocational training, and retraining for adults in transition. And equally important, we will expand partnerships for access to primary medical care, health education, and mental health and substance use resources. At CCM, we believe God has rewarded our diligence and prayer with the discernment to see the challenges we face in the coming years. And we are confident that He will continue to guide our thoughts as we develop the strategic plans between now and February 2021 to move us toward this vision. Our approach will be simple but intentional. We will acquire knowledge and capital to move forward. We will build networks of existing assets to collaborate with the best our community has to offer and create new resources in the community where they do not exist. We'll develop our own existing programs when CCM is the best positioned or most qualified, and engage you, the community, for sustainability and innovation. And we will fail forward always, and fail fast, through close monitoring and timely adjustment based on real outcomes. Each one of you has the opportunity to engage in this vision. You can become personally involved in CCM's relief programs to meet immediate needs in our community. Or you can invest in the development of innovative and collaborative solutions to head off foreseeable challenges for our community. Together, we will influence those outcomes for the future we want to see. Your next step can be to join us this evening with a financial contribution that will be matched and then multiplied to make a real difference in the lives of people here at home. I want to thank you for your generosity this evening and in the next few days. I want to thank you for being a part of this celebration of hope. As I close, I thank the Tucker family, Shoe Show Incorporated, and Morgan Stanley. And I want to thank God for this incredible evening. God bless each of you, and good night.